The story begins with our hero, Yuria, waking up from a dream as he arrives at the shrine where he will now live. A girl notices him, thinking he's praying for good grades because she sees a book in his hand. However, Yuria doesn't believe in gods, so he heads to the house next to the shrine. When he finds no one home, he decides to go inside, but soon hears voices, girls changing clothes. He tries to leave quietly, but the door suddenly opens, revealing 3 heavenly maidens in their own. Yuria pretends he never saw anything. Moments later, the girls reappear, throwing salt to purify the filth. The 3 sisters are shrine maidens, and Yuria realizes that he will be living with. He wants to forget what just happened, but Yuna, the eldest sister, clearly isn't going to make it easy for him. When Yuria asks where the priest is, Yuna explains that he's out running an errand and will return the next day. Yuria remembers his grandfather telling him about Yuna. She's in her 2nd year of high school, making her a bit younger than Yuria. At 20, is a college student. Despite being the oldest, Yuna is known to be the most childish of the sisters. The youngest sister, Asahi, is 14 and still in middle school. She quickly takes a liking to Yuria and wants him to treat her like a little sister. She also wants him to consider them all as family, since they'll be living together. Yuna, however, doesn't feel the same way and insists that they aren't family, something Yuria is fine with, as he wants to focus on his studies. Later, Yuna shows Yuria his room, which she had cleaned herself. While searching for something in a pile of items, the stack falls, and Yuria tries to save her. The other 2 sisters rush in upon hearing the noise, only to see Yuria crushed under a mess of racks. While Yuria doesn't particularly enjoy the experience, Asahi uses this as an excuse to get closer to him. She starts going through his belongings, jokingly trying to find anything incriminating. Yuria ends up accidentally falling on her just as Yuna walks in, making the situation look very compromising once again. Afterward, needing some fresh air, Yuria goes out. He notices a light on in another room and finds Yuna asleep on the floor, having fallen asleep while working on Talisman. Yuria tries to cover her with a blanket, but she wakes up. Yet again, the other 2 sisters appear, misinterpreting the situation. After everything is cleared up, Yuna asks why she is working on talismans when they don't get paid, but Yuna explains that it's part of their duty as shrine maidens to connect people to the gods. Yuria sees that each sister wears a red string around their wrist. They explain that it was their mother's last gift before she passed away, and the string symbolizes their connection to her. Curious, they ask Yuria why he stays up late. He tells them that he's studying to get into Kyoto Medical College. They tell him about the legend of gods who grant success to believers during a special time of year called the miracle time, when a magical star shower happens. Under that sky, they say, if one wishes to the gods, the wish will come true. However, Yuria, being highly logical and scientific, dismisses it as a natural meteor shower, nothing magical about it. Yuna gets upset by his skepticism, even considering using a curse on Yuria out of frustration. The next day, many people visit the shrine, and the shrine maidens perform their duties. Yuna struggles with speaking English while trying to give a talisman to a foreign tourist. Yuria steps in, translating for her, and the tourist leaves happily. Yuria encourages Yuna to practice her English since they get many tourists, but Yuna stubbornly declines. Suddenly, a bird swoops down and takes the red string given by Yuna's mother. The sisters search for the bird until sunset, but they have no luck. Yuna is visibly saddened, but Yuna remains hopeful, believing that the gods will help them recover the string. Yuria overhears this and finds it pathetic that they put so much faith in the gods. He tells them that relying on gods won't solve their problems. Everything depends on their own actions. Yuna gets upset, and the 2 have an argument. She tells Yuria that he doesn't belong here, and he thinks it's probably better that way. Later, Asahi is searching through Yuria's belongings and finds a photo of Yuria with his mother taken in a hospital. Asahi realizes, through something their grandfather had mentioned, that Yuria lost his mother at a young age. He likely used to believe in gods and even prayed for his mother's survival, but after losing her, he lost his faith. Asahi understands that deep down, Yuria isn't a non-believer by choice, but because of his past pain. She believes that Yuna and Yuria are actually very similar. They both try to act strong but are soft-hearted deep down. Meanwhile, Yuria, feeling guilty, goes out into the woods to search for Yuna's lost red string. Though unsuccessful, he remembers how earnestly the sisters believe in the gods. Yuna, searching the shrine for Yuria, eventually finds him praying at the shrine. She overhears him wishing for Yuna to find her lost treasure and feels her heart soften. She joins him in praying and apologizes for what she said earlier. Seeing Yuria work so hard to find her red string, she realizes that he still holds some respect for the gods deep inside. The other 2 sisters find them at the shrine, and Asahi, of course, jokes about the situation with her usual perverted humor. They all decide to head back home, hoping for a miracle to help them find the string the next day. Suddenly, a breeze starts blowing, and the majestic star shower fills the sky with shimmering light, illuminating the cherry blossom trees around them. It is a beautiful sight, and the sisters call it a miracle. Yuria, still skeptical, sees it as nothing more than a natural event. The sisters tease him for being so unromantic, telling him to appreciate the beauty around him. Just then, someone approaches, holding the red string. They had found it in a bird's nest. Yuna takes it back, overwhelmed with gratitude. And that's where the first episode ends. If you'd like more recaps of this newly released anime, let me know in the comments section. Take care.